Alright people, excuse the background noise. I am gonna be doing just a little deck profile. I'm trying to see, maybe hopefully I can get some thoughts and stuff like that on what to do on this deck, because undecided on what to play. And excuse the background noise. My kids are actually watching a movie, and there's no way to silence that. So let's go ahead and get this deck profile forward with. It's actually going to be Affinity for Modern. I'm going to be using it in this upcoming event, Hunter Burton. Let me just go ahead and run through this deck profile and see what y'all think, and hopefully get some good feedback on what I should cut and how I should play it. And if not, well, just wanted to make a video on it. So starting out, we got our big boys here. Our Kappa Cannoneer. Of course, there's you gotta play 4 of. He's pretty much the win condition. Well, one of the main win conditions, due to his ability of not being able to be blocked and his +1 up. Then we got the Pinnacle here. Due to the warp and being able to play per turn 1 for a turn 1 drop, and create a bunch of drone tokens. He's very good just to have the tokens out on board, because Kappa Cannoneer has improvised with artifacts. So based on the number of artifacts you could put down turn 1, you could possibly play Kappa Cannoneer turn 2, and even though he's a 6-drop. I have my Mem Knights here. I only want to run 3. I have 4, but I only want to run 3 because I feel like 3 is where it could be at. And then we have 2 Orton Thother. I was planning on cutting it, but I have not. For this listing right now, I'm just kind of like running through the cards I have and what I should play and how I should play it. I got my Emery, Lurker of the Log. Emery here, she's good for ditching artifacts into the graveyard and just replaying it. But as many times as I try playing this deck, Emery is like a instant kill. Like everybody just kills her on the spot. Like, don't even let her even see the light of day. I just have these 2 printed proxies of Arcbound Ravager. So his modular 1, being able to sacrifice artifacts. I'll get to the mutations on the tokens that we had at the beginning. So whenever we get the point of sacrificing artifacts, we're gonna want to sacrifice the mutations just to be able to deal that 2 damage. And of course, the way this deck runs, you're gonna be creating countless mutations. It's just really good win condition. Also using Arcbound Ravager with creating, when you create these mutation tokens. And of course, the other one is going to be the drone. That's going to be the drone that the Emery creates. In one turn, you possibly drop about 5 or 6 of them. Every artifact that comes into play, it's ETB creates a drone. And those are all the creatures I have. But in turn, this is what I'm cutting, this is what I'm playing. Currently, this is how I was playing it. So if you have any thoughts, let me know in the comments. When it comes down to the enchantments, we have the weapons manufacturing. So with weapons manufacturing, this is the one that you're going to use to create a bunch of mutations for every artifact that every artifact that enters. You create a mutation. So, and the mutation, every time it leaves the board, deals 2 damage to any target. So That's pretty much the secondary win condition. Mutations into weapons manufacturing into mutations. Then we're gonna go into our artifacts. All of our artifacts, of course, starting off with number one artifact that has to be played is Mox Opal. We got our 4 Mox Opals, 0 drops. So this artifact is pretty much come in as long as you have 3 artifacts in play. You could activate its ability to create a 1 mana of any color. And then we got our 4 bubbles. So bubbles are also another 0 drop, so it's just no mana, drop it down, do its thing. You can sacrifice baubles to at the beginning of the next turn, upkeep. Then we got our engineered explosives. I'm only using 3. A lot of players are using 4. Some players are even using 2, but I want to go with 3 because I feel like it could do a lot on its own, not necessarily based around the combo, but whenever you're using engineered explosives with once you got mutations on the board and you create a bunch of once you got weapons manufacturing on the board and you create a bunch of mutations, you would use engineered explosives just to destroy all the mutations and deal the 2 damage for trying to shoot for the win. So it's one of the considered combo pieces. Nomad's Tomb, Tormod's Crypt. Tormod's Crypt is just another 0 drop artifact. So these are all free to play artifacts except for the cost for engineered explosives, using 2 to activate its ability. But this crypt is just another 0 drop that could exile your opponent's graveyard, exile your graveyard. I don't see a reason why you would do that, but anyways, I mean, depending on certain situations, you're more likely going to use it to exile your opponent's graveyard, just because there's a lot of graveyard decks and you want to have that graveyard hate. I have seen a lot of players play with 4 of these, but I really think I tried 4, but I feel like it's in turn, some of the turns it's just a little cloggy and it doesn't do anything extra besides exiling the graveyard. It'd be great against graveyard players. Then we have the Claws of Gix. So Claws of Gix is use 1 mana to sacrifice a permanent you control, which means you would sacrifice in turn. You would sacrifice one of your artifacts. Mainly you're going to use it to sacrifice your mutations, or somebody tries to remove it, you sacrifice itself, or there's an artifact somebody tries to exile, you would sacrifice the artifact instead. You gain 1 life from it. It's a 0 drop, so it's free to play. For our 1 costs, we're gonna have the Lava Spur Boots, just to be able to play with the Kappa Cannoneer. Whenever Kappa comes into play, whenever you turn 1, let's say you turn 1 Lava Spur Boots, or maybe even turn 3 based on Urza Saga, you bring out Lava Spur Boots and you have Kappa Cannoneer on board. You're gonna go ahead and equip it to Kappa Cannoneer, give him haste to be able to swing that first turn and either shoot for game, or just pretty much take it down to where you're nearly gonna win. And that's how that Boots works, and it's super good. We're gonna use Shadow Spear just to make that extra hit points, and it also has trample, so if you equip it to the Kappa Cannoneer, he'll be able to punch through any creatures that do end up blocking him, in case they gotta block him. But also he gains that life link, so let's say Kappa Cannoneer, is an 8/8, you're gonna deal 8 damage, gain 8 life. I mean, it's super good. And then also it has that pay 1 and your opponent's cards lose hexproof and indestructible. We got the Springleaf Drum just to be able to create an extra mana, just like a Mox Opal. Because once I get to it, you'll see that we're a little light on mana. We got our pithing needle, just to target other cards, just to create, just to prevent them from being able to activate their abilities. And then we got the Aether Spellbomb. Aether Spellbomb, you could either use it to bounce a creature back to the hand or sack it to draw a card. I am actually thinking about cutting this, cutting that one, and I will be side decking my Pithing Needle because I want to try to go more for win con game, turn one win instead of game one win, and then possibly go into Pithing Needle to, you know, stop whatever's coming up. Those are my artifacts, and this is pretty much what I am playing. Now we're taking it down to our spells. We'll be playing Thoughtcast. Thoughtcast is just an affinity for artifacts, so if you have 4 or more artifacts in play, you're able to draw 2 cards, pay 1, draw 2 cards. It's a simple draw card spell. And then we have 4 Metallic Reboot. This one improvises with artifacts also, so you could just pay 1 blue and tap out 2 artifacts that you end up putting in play. Of course, like I said, you're gonna be putting a lot of freaking artifact tokens into play, so this is an easy one play within the first 3 turns to counter an opponent's card. It's either doing something stupid or something that's stopping you. I would use it to, it's a counter spell. Then we got that big staple all blue decks gotta be playing or are playing is Singed Stupor. This pretty much just a bounce spell, or you could use it for a land. If let's say you're short on land or didn't draw any, you use that one in place of it. And then we got our Hercule's Recall. I am actually maining Hercule's Recall just so that the fact that when I get to the point of needing to drop my mutations, I don't need to depend on another card like Arcbound Ravager. It's pretty much going to be weapons and manufacturing. Creates a bunch of mutations. You're either going to use engineering explosives to destroy those mutations to deal the damage to your opponent for a game. You're going to use Arcbound Ravager to sacrifice those mutations to deal the 2 damage for the game, or you're going to return them to hand, which means these leave the field. As soon as these leave the field, that means they deal their damage. You return all your artifacts to the hand and bust out their effect and shoot for that game. So those are my spells, and the way I've been playing it right now was I was cutting these 2 and I was just playing it with those. If y'all have any thoughts on that, any ideas, maybe a different way I should be playing it, but this is what I did and this is how I'm doing it. Now we go down to our lands, and for our lands, first up we got the Urza's Saga. Urza's Saga, of course, is a land enchantment. It comes in, it can create a colorless mana, or turn 2, pay 2 and tap it for a creating a construct, where a construct would be just a superpower creature because of how many artifacts you play with. It gains a 1/1 for each artifact you put into play. And on your 3rd turn, you would sacrifice it or create a construct, or use it for a mana, floating mana. But you would sacrifice it and search up any 1-drop or lower, any 0 or 1-drop artifact from your deck and put into play. Then we got Spirebuff Canal. Spire, Bluff, Canal. We got 4 ofs. You're looking for that early game, so this one's gonna come out if you control. It's gonna come out tapped unless you control 2 or fewer lands. Our lands are usually gonna be real light, so whenever you play this card, more than likely it's gonna come in playable. We got 2 Steam Vents. Our Steam Vents are our shock lands. You know, pay 2 life, put into play untapped, create a red or blue. And then we got 2 Fury Izzets. I do not have any extra copies of this. I'm only playing 2. I did not like the idea of using it for mana for that 1 life every turn. I'd rather pay 2 for Steam Vents than pay a life every time I use it for Fury. You could sacrifice, pay 1, sacrifice Fury, and draw a card. Yeah, you got that extra buff, but I mean, do we want to be doing that, or do we want to keep a mana? I mean, I don't know. Give me any ideas if you have. If y'all could give me some support on ideas, let me know. We got 2 basic islands. These are our basic mana. Soaring City. It could come in and be either an island. You could play it for blue, or you could channel it to return an artifact, creature, enchantment, or planeswalker to its owner's hand. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each legendary creature you control. We don't have very many legendary creatures. The only one we really do have is the Emery, but like I said, every game I've ever played, whenever Emery hits the board, she's just wiped off right away. They don't even give me a chance to use her. So, I mean, if I ever do get to use her, it's rare. But for now, this is how we're playing. I was taking out an island, but I'm unsure how that will work. And as long as there ain't no mana disruption on board or from my opponent or whatever, I should be okay. But let me know if you have any thoughts on that also. For now, that's my main board. As far as my sideboard, I have no idea what to use really. I'll make changes before I get to there, but I do plan on using this at our next event for modern format at Hunter Burton. Hopefully we'll see y'all there.